I can recall that Mr. Malcolm Omirable Foundation is one of the foundation that has instituted a legal action against the Senate and the CJ, Mr. Muhammed Tanko. Before he was sworn in, he was asking that he is not qualified to occupy that position, and that he was also saying to the Senate that they should halt the swearing in. They shouldn't go ahead because the case is still in court. They should hold on pending when, but that was not obeyed. It was carried out. Now I want to bring in the legislative arm of government, most especially the Red Chamber, the Senate, into this. We could recall vividly when Mr. Justice Walter Onnoghen was ousted from office, some of the arguments that we've been seeing, or as prescribed under the Constitution, that the Senate must have an input in its removal from office, which they were not able to play that part. Now there's time to swear in new CJN, and the Senate was actually acknowledged by the presidency in doing that. Don't you think the Senate, don't you think the Senate is approbating and reprobating in this case?
I cannot really agree. I may not want to agree with you with your analysis. It was true that the last Senate was not consulted when Onnoghen was unceremoniously removed from office. But the present Senate was aware that Onnoghen sent in a letter of resignation. Eventually, the gentleman sent in a letter of resignation, and that was forwarded to the Senate. So the moment the gentleman had voluntarily and personally written that we want to quit the job, I don't think one can force a willingness to death.
But Mr. Ogunlaja, remember that Mr. Onnoghen's resignation came at the end of the battle almost at the end of the battle in court.
Yes.
So during, and it took a while, if not more than 2 months.
Yes.
It took a while. Are you saying the Senate was quiet all then? I was expecting, or I was thinking, because the Senate has a constitutional role to play, it would have summoned the presidency. It would have summoned the president or the presidency or the appropriate relevant authority in the presidency to make sure that that constitutional provision was followed up properly.
What most understand is that that constitutional provision does not allows the same constitution allows the president to ensure that public officers of questionable character are properly removed so as not permeate the system. No president worth his salt will live in power. Someone who has been so indicted and with evidences so clear and allow person to stay because you want to follow the protocol. You force that person to leave, you don't follow the protocol. I agree with you that the Senate later ought to have been presented with the facts. And I'm sure later the Senate got to know what happened. Because that last Senate was very stubborn Senate in court. If they are not privy to the facts that led to the man's suspension, they will have forced the president.